Yo, what is up guys and welcome to another Wild Rift video, and today I got you a banger Camille video because Camille recently actually got a massive buff where they made her a lot easier to play and they just straight up buffed her. Like they literally straight up buffed her. There's only one tiny nerf that happened to her. I'll talk about it later on in this video, but Camille's insane now, especially in the jungle. So there's timestamps in the description if you just want to skip to the gameplay. Now let me tell you guys how to build Camille in the jungle. There's two builds that you want to go for. And there's really one simple difference between... Well, actually, no. There's also a difference in the runes. Let me just show you. This is the build that you'll go against a bit of a squishier enemy. And then this is the build that you'll go against a tankier enemy. The difference is against tanks, you build Divine Sunderer and a Giant Slayer. That's the only difference. Now let me go back to the standard build. So keep in mind, that's the only difference, the Divine Sunderer and the second rune being a Giant Slayer when you're against a lot of tanks. So if you're against a bit of a squishier enemy, you go for Trinity Force first item. Always Trinity Force or Divine Sunderer, by the way. You never want to get any other item. Like, these are literally the only two items you can build as the first item on Camille. Otherwise, you're pretty much trolling. Second item, Death Stance. Now, Death Stance is a really, really nice item on Camille. Because Camille gets kills quite easy. Like, you'll go in, you'll use your first ability, second ability, ultimate. Like, you can target one champion very, very easily. Camille's really, really good at that. So, like, you go in, you take all that damage, right? And then 35% of the damage, the physical damage, is going to be stored. And you get the kill, or your team gets the kill, and you're going to be healed up like crazy. And then you can keep fighting. So that's why Death Stance is a really, really nice item on Camille. Because she's literally built to solo out a champion with her ultimate. No one can escape the hashtag ultimatum. For the boots, you generally want to go Mercury Sweats. You don't want to be chain CC'd as a Camille. You want to be a bit mobile. So having Mercury Sweats is generally going to be very important. Plated 2 cups are also great if you need the armor. For the enchantment, Stasis is great. Unfortunately, now you cannot use your ultimate and then Stasis anymore. When you Stasis after your ultimate, it immediately cancels it. You used to be able to do that, and it was pretty OP. But you can't do it anymore. Redemption is nice because you ult and you can redemption yourself. Meteor is also nice if you want to provide more utility to your team. Yet again, you ult an enemy, you can instantly use a meteor, and that enemy cannot escape the meteor. And the beauty is, when the enemies try to save their teammate, right, the one that you've used your Hextech ultimatum on, they're gonna have to walk into the meteor's range. So that's why I really, really like Meteor on Camille. So next item, it's going to be a Starix Gauge. Starix Gauge is always going to be a good Camille item. Of course, it is situational, but I'm just giving you guys like a basic Camille build here. And then here you go for Guardian Angel. And Spirit Visage is a very, very nice last item for Camille. Now, there's one thing I'm honestly not sure about. It is whether Spirit Visage increases the barrier your passive gives. I think it should. I'm not sure if it's bugged or anything, but I'm pretty sure Spirit Visage should increase the barrier of your passive by 30% as well. Because they changed this item recently too. They buffed it. Now it not only increases healing by 30%, it also increases barriers or shielding effects. So I assume the passive of Camille is going to get buffed by this one too. So it's going to be a really, really good Camille item. Any other situation items like Randuin's Omen could be possible. Bladed Rune King is playable too. If you're against a very tanky enemy and you want to chunk down that enemy, it is playable. In the jungle, you don't want to build Hullbreaker, by the way. And then another item that is playable is Maw of Marmortius. If the enemy is heavy AP, but you need more damage, instead of the Starix Gauge, you can go for the Maw of Marmortius. For the runes, you go for Conqueror. Always a Conqueror. I mean, you can try Kraken Slayer, but I really don't recommend it. It's just, I don't know. I really don't recommend it. She already has true damage, and Conqueror is just going to be better. You can stack it up pretty fast with Camille, so it's just great. Here you go for Triumph. As I said, Giant Slayer if you're against a lot of tanks, but if you're not against a lot of tanks, you go for Triumph. Third one is going to be, whatever you need. Like Hunter Titan if you need a little bit of tenacity. Bone Plating is meh, because she already gets shield from her passive, so you really don't need Bone Plating. Nullifying Orb is okay if you're up against like a Darius or a Garen or something, or like Evelyn that wants to finish you off. But yeah, as I said, otherwise Hunter Titan is generally going to be the best. And then for your last one, you go for Demolish, because when you gank and get those kills, you can destroy the turret. Like, basically, you gank a lane twice, you use your Demolish twice, and you'll take the entire turret. It's crazy. Like, it does a lot of damage. For the spells, you go for Smite and Flash. So that is it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. You should be able to see this. Let me just make sure real quick. Let me put the quality up, because this is not the right quality. That's fine. It's 720p because I think he uploaded it yesterday or something, but it's fine. I think it should be okay. It's not like the end of the world that the quality is like this. So let's take a look at how Trust plays Camille in the jungle, because as I said, Camille in the jungle is a very, very strong champion right now after the buffs. There's one thing that got nerfed. Let me just make sure the audio is good, by the way. Yeah, it is good. There's one thing only. Oh my god, he's getting invaded. Oh, baby. What the hell? He cannot take that red buff. He has to run. And you may be thinking that this is tragic, but honestly, it's okay. It's okay. Because when the enemies invade like this is a 3-man invade. They are spending a lot of time to do this. Like here you can see he's staying calm and collective, trying to go for the enemy jungle as well. It's a bit risky to go for this. That's why he uses his sweeper, just to make sure the enemies cannot see him. And now that he knows the enemies cannot see him, he can take it pretty easily, because the enemies won't know that he's here. You can clearly see no one is moving towards him. I mean, Renekton is missing now, but it's a bit too late for him, so he can just take the red buff and he should be okay. Because even if the Renekton fights him, Vex is there and Darius is there. So like it's a bit of a calculated invade right here. Enemies invaded him, he's taking a look at his surroundings, and he's doing a counter invade himself. He does have to be a little bit careful though, because he doesn't have flash, right? Because he had to use his flash when the enemies invaded. But this is a really, really nice counter invade, because the enemies spent a lot of time during their invade. And I mean, look at this. He's even going for a gank. Unfortunately, unable to kill him because he doesn't have flash. Let's get his hookshot now. Boom. He should be able to win this. Second ability? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Like, that's the power of Camille. Oh. That's the power of Camille. You can use your second ability to heal up. And it's much easier to hit your second ability now, because they changed it where I'm honestly not even sure what the change is. Like, it does damage everywhere now. Like, it's not gonna be as important to hit your second ability on the outer edge now. Like, even if you hit it on the inner edge, it's gonna do a lot of damage. I'm pretty sure that's the thing that they changed. Like, also, you don't even have to hit your third ability anymore when you play Camille. Just get close to the enemy and basic attack them within 3 seconds, and then you'll get the bonus attack speed. Honestly, that is the biggest buff to Camille, because you know, when you missed the third ability back in the days, you know, when Camille used to be a hard champion to play, you would be screwed. Like, you would be missing out on a lot of damage per second, because you're literally missing out on a ton of attack speed. But now it doesn't matter if you miss it. The only thing you're missing out on is a stun. It's like a 1-second stun. Doesn't really matter that much, because as long as you basic attack the enemies within 3 seconds, you're gonna be getting that attack speed anyways. And the attack speed is massive, by the way. She gets the attack speed buff for 5 seconds or so. And it's a really big buff as well. She gets a lot of attack speed, depending on her level, of course. But it's a lot. Like, it's really, really game-changing, this change. Well, they call it a change, but it's a massive buff to Camille. Let's take a look. Should be a free kill here. I mean, it should be a free kill on the Evelynn, and then maybe on someone else too, because he has his Hextech ultimatum. He could use it on the Akali after her second ability. Like, look, after her second ability, there you go. This is a perfect moment to use it, because she can't escape anymore. He should be able to catch up, actually. He should definitely catch up. Yeah, there you go. Like, even if she jumped over the wall, exactly. He just flashes over the wall. Today, because it was a really good Hextech ultimate, should be a kill as well. There we go. Very, very good Camille play. Very, very nicely calculated plays right there. Oh, the Vex. The Vex accidentally caught the Evelynn right there. Oh, that could have been a kill for the Evelynn if she didn't get caught by the Vex ability right there. He's still in a bit of danger because Evelynn is there. Yeah, there you go. He should be fine, because Evelynn shouldn't have her ultimate anymore. She just used it. Oh. But he gets cheesed by the Ezreal. So Evelynn did not have ultimate anymore, that's true. But the Ezreal came in clutch with that ultimate. I mean, the enemies were able to get 2 kills because of that Ezreal ultimate from downtown. Really, really nice Ezreal ultimate right there. Like, you always need to be aware of your surroundings when you play Wild Rift. This is a clear example. Like, that Ezreal right there just completely turned the fight with a single cross-map ultimate. Really, really well played by him. It's not even taste good anymore. What the hell? I made some lemonade, but it tastes like... I don't know. It just tastes disgusting right now. I don't know why. Ooh. He doesn't have a sweeper. Interesting how he chooses to not go for a sweeper. Like, as a jungler, you generally really want to have a sweeper. It seems like he may want to put it down on the dragon or something to make sure... Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I read it. So he wants to put it down on the dragon, and The reason that he wants to put it on a dragon is to make sure the enemies cannot see the dragon. Now you can see the Ezreal tried to take it, but now he knows the enemies cannot see the dragon. This is good information, and this is why he went for it. He could have done that with a sweeper too. He definitely could have done that with a sweeper too, but it seems like he wants to do it with the control art instead. He has his ultimate, but he doesn't have to use it. He can ult Ezreal right here. Like, there you go, exactly. And now Ezreal's just gonna die. Very, very nice. Like, he doesn't ult a target that is pretty much dead already. Ezreal, however, could have escaped. Camille hard counters Ezreal for this one reason. For the reason that Camille can ult Ezreal. Because a champion like Ezreal, like Lucian, like, very mobile champions like that, they fear Camille. Because Camille puts them in this Hextech ultimatum like a dog in a cage, and they cannot run away. It doesn't matter how mobile they are. They're caught within this tiny space, and they're just doomed for a couple seconds. Only thing they can do is use stasis and chant to dodge it. Like, that's the only counter to Camille's ultimate, to use stasis. And many players won't even be able to use stasis against Camille's ultimate because they won't have the reaction time for it. Especially in lower elos. Like, you won't really see many players blocking Camille's ultimate in lower elos. Which is the entirety of elo and Wildrift right now, of course. Oh, he hit it in the air. Oh my god, that's unlucky for the Evelyn. He actually hit it in the air. I mean, maybe he can turn this if he gets the shield and Hextech ultimatum. But it seems like he's not interested at all, and it makes sense, because the Alistar would have killed him otherwise, so it makes sense that he's not interested. My stupid ass would have probably tried to turn it, and then, like, maybe the 1v1 you could turn, but then I would probably get killed by the Alistar. Because I always try to look for those dumb plays. But it seems like he's a bit smarter and he knows what to do. He knew that Alistar was coming, and he didn't go for the play. Even though he was probably tempted, he didn't do it because he knew it was stupid, right? But that's the thing with Camille. She can make those plays. You can see under her HP bar, you can see the red or yellow bar. When it's red, you know her passive is up. Like, you'll know when you get the shield. So all you have to do is basic attack the enemy, and you'll get the shield up. And it's going to be a red or a blue shield, depending on what type of damage carry the enemy is. So you can use that to your advantage to win those clutch moments. Because the enemies probably won't see that shield coming at some points. Because they'll see a low HP Camille, and then you can shield it. Another reason why Camille can turn, by the way, is because her third ability gives her attack speed. And another reason, and this is the main reason, is her ultimate. You can dodge things with Camille's ultimate. For example, if you're 1v1ing a Darius, and this is really advanced stuff, like, you're not going to be able to do this unless you're a really good player and a really fast player. Especially a young player, because younger players are, they have faster, what is the word? Faster reaction time. When you're 1v1ing a Darius, for example, he ults you, you can actually completely negate his ultimate by ulting right after. Another example, this one is easy. When you're playing against a Fizz and Fizz ults you, you can very easily dodge his ultimate. All you have to do is time your ultimate with his ultimate, and you're going to be dodging it. Same story against Alistar. When Alistar engages into you, and here you can see Trust did it right here. Look, I'm going to show you guys. Trust, wait, let me just show you quite clearly. Look at how Trust dodges the damage from Evelyn's ultimate. It's not that he did it on purpose, but you can see that it works. Like, look. Here he goes in. And pay attention. You see that? It said missed. You can pause the video right there. It says missed. Because Evelyn missed her ultimate because Camille used her ultimate. So you can use Camille's ultimate to dodge everything. You can dodge Renekton's stun. You can dodge Akali's ultimate damage. You can dodge Alistar's engage. The knock-up. Anything. You can literally dodge anything with it. However, you have to be careful against a champion like Garen, because you cannot dodge Garen's ultimate if he does something. Which is if he uses his first ability first. Because when he does that, he's gonna silence you, and when you're silenced, you cannot use your ultimate. So he can silence you and he can ult you, and you won't even be able to click on your ultimate. It's a bit of a disgusting champion, we all know that already. So if you really want to get good at Camille, you need to keep those types of things in mind. You can dodge. You can dodge a lot of abilities in the game with this ultimate. So he went for the Hex Hex Drinker. He went for the Hex Drinker, he's not finishing him off more Morses. The reason that he's not finishing him off more Morses is because it's kind of a bad item. It's not an efficient item for the gold that you're spending for it. So he just builds a Hex Drinker. Hex Drinker is a really, really strong early game item because it gives you 30 magic resist and a shield, a magic damage shield. Now, this magic damage shield doesn't skill. it's like a flat number, which means it's good early game, but bad late game. So he's just building a Hex Drinker early game, not finishing the Malvmore Morses because it's a bit of a waste of gold. He could much rather build another item, which is going to be much more valuable. And then in the late game, as his last item, I'm going to assume he finishes off the Malvmore Morses as his like last or fourth item. Because only then is it really going to be like worthy of your gold to spend on the Malvmore Morses. Evelyn already ulted. That's important information. The enemies really seem to all in right here to apply pressure, but it's probably gonna bite them because now they don't have their ultimates anymore. And here you can see Ezreal's probably gonna die because of it. However, Trust made the mistake to go in while there was an Alistar around. Champions like Alistar, like Lee Sin, you know, like Tristana, they can push you out of your ultimate. So you need to make sure that those champions are either not there or that those champions have already used their abilities before you use your Hextech ultimate. So you need to be very, very careful of those champions. Like Lee Sin counters Camille for this purpose. Lee Sin can just ult Camille out of her ultimate. Whether it's, you know, if you've ulted Lee Sin or you've ulted anyone else, Lee Sin will be able to kick you out of it. So keep that in mind. You need to pay attention to that thing. Of course, you can dodge his ultimate with your Hextech ultimatum, but it's gonna be insanely hard to do. Like, you cannot really counter that. You can't. It would only be countered by luck. You can't react to it, basically. He has his ultimate already. Like, Camille's ultimate is on such a low cooldown. It's pretty crazy, actually. The fact that it's up already. But there you go. He immediately ults to Ezreal here because he knows Ezreal just can't escape. Ezreal is now forced to use his stasis and his flash, but Ezreal still dies. You see? Like, when you're playing against a very mobile champion, like, oh my god. That was beautiful. When you're playing... Oh, he could have gone on him. He could have 100% killed him. Like, right there, he could have 100% killed him. 100%. Another thing I want to say, though, I'm not sure if Trust is going to do it this game. This game, he really wants to build a Spirit Visage. I would say that the Hex Drinker is maybe a bit of a joke. Like, I would have personally just gone for Spirit Visage. I would have gone Spirit Visage third item. Because he has a Soraka. You know, when Soraka heals him, Spirit Visage is going to increase that by 30%. So, Spirit Visage is a phenomenal item when you have a healing support like that. And especially on Camille, where Spirit Visage is already a pretty good item to build on. So I actually wonder if he goes for Spirit Visage this game. So obviously the enemies are heavy AP. You know, they have Evelyn, they have... what's that other champion? Who's that mid laner? Wow. My brain sometimes gets... Oh, Akali. There we go. Akali. It's Akali. Baron is spawning soon. So he really needs to go back, get some items. The annoying thing about Death's Dance is it delays your backboard by 3 seconds. Because it does true damage to you over 3 seconds. So you cannot actually backboard when that happens. It's pretty funny. Well, this Renekton is a problem. And it's a big problem that Kaiser had. Because now he has to take care of Renekton. And his team is in a 3 versus 4 situation. Can he? He should be able to win this 1v1. Yeah, look at this. I think this ult was a mistake. The way I would have used this ultimate would have been first using my first ability and then ulting. And then using the second part of my first ability. Because when you do it like that, during your ultimate, your first ability is charging up to become true damage. So, I think it was a bit of a tiny micro mistake. But it's not the end of the world when he does that. He goes for the Malvmore Morses instead. So, I would have gone for Spirit Visage personally this game. Malvmore Morses is a bit more of a damaging approach. It seems like he really wants to do damage himself. Don't think it's necessary though, because his team already has a lot of damage. You know, the Vax is doing a lot of damage. So, Spirit Visage would have made him much, much more tanky and really, really beefy and annoying to deal with in this particular game. By the way, guys, make sure you give the video a like if you're enjoying it. Also, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the video. It helps support the channel and all that kind of stuff. So, if you want to do it, you know, do it. Let's see what he's gonna do. He's just pushing the Baron A right here. They don't really have a lot of vision control in their jungle. They have good vision control in the in the river, but they really need to try to put down some wards or something in their jungle. Right here, he just destroyed their red bloom. Oh, he goes into the back line. So he doesn't ult here because he knows that Alistar is just gonna push him away. He does a very, very smart play because Alistar would have pushed him away. Alistar actually chooses to engage on him instead of pushing him out of the ultimate. It's very interesting. But yeah, that's why he didn't initially ult the Ezreal right there. Oh! Oh! Death Stance! Oh! The Death Stance almost killed him. Wait, can they end? Can they end? Evelyn is up in like 15 seconds. Oh my god, can they end? They can end. Yeah, they can actually end. They could just straight up end the game. Wow. That's disgusting that they can end like this. You can end? Yeah, you can end. You can definitely end. Wow. Let's take a look at how much damage he did and everything like that. Master already. Nice. Gonna be challenger sometime soon. 22.4 thousand damage. Alright, pretty good game, huh? So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.